Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by jumping into the water without knowing what in there. For a little context, I and my family have little cabin at the Dutch beach shore where we go and hang out with my aunts who also have one. These cabins are not to sleep in, just to store stuff in and putting on swimming clothes. At the beach there is a place that we call the drainage. Don't know if that is the right term, I googled it. It is a place where the water from the river and sea are separated with a floodgate. The water here is usually pretty deep, so I like to swim there because it's way deeper than we're allowed to go than the normal sea. It's also way calmer than the normal water. In this place there are a lot of rocks that move place constantly because of the water. Now to the real story. Me and my sisters wanted to use our paddle. Drainage was perfect for it because of the still and deep water. The sea was also pretty rough that day, so we brought the paddle board there and put it in the water. Wanted to scare my sisters a little bit by jumping into the water and plashing water all over them as a joke. So that's what I did. Little did I know that the water was pretty low that day and invested with big rocks. And I had jumped onto the exact place where a big pointy rock was located. At first I walked it off because I couldn't see anything wrong with my feet, but slowly it started to hurt. I sat down for a second and went back to the cabin where I cleaned the wounds and let them bleed out. There was a lot of small wounds on the left side of my left foot and a big one near and on my big toe. After a while one of my aunts said she had some water shoes I could use and I went back. Now a week or two later the wounds aren't really hurting anymore. I did have to walk with socks on for about a week to not have the wounds get dirty. I also had to wear those water shoes for the next times I went to the beach. Too long didn't read. I jumped into the water without checking what was under me, resulting in my feet being cut up by a rock and having to wear water shoes. You're lucky. Imagine if you had gone head first. Yikes. Alright, I didn't think about that. Sinkholes in Florida are notorious for this, and tree limbs. My dad and his friends were at one in Tallahassee and jumping off of vines at night into the sinkhole. They knew you had to jump far out to miss the logs. One friend jumped and released early, hit a log, got knocked unconscious, and drowned. They never found his body. Wow, cut up feet is actually pretty lucky. I was expecting a much worse injury. Maybe dam is the word you're looking for instead of drainage? Since they're used to control water levels, it would make sense that it could be drastically different at different times. Just a suggestion, not at all a criticism, and may not even be correct. Smile. I cringed. I thought you were going to talk about broken bones or something. Oof, glad you got away with minimal damage. Ouch. Good thing there was no permanent damage. Today I fucked up by accidentally adopting a fourth cat. This happened yesterday. We have or had, spoiler in title, 3 cats, 2 old ones and a young cat we adopted from a farm last winter after lots of guilting from the kids that they never got to have kittens. Fine. We'd have 3 cats but we weren't getting any more. The young cat turned 6 months during the lockdown, so his neuter was delayed, FYI scheduled tomorrow, and, thus, we've been keeping him inside. He is an escape artist, though, so has gotten out several times but always come back within 12 hours. He's usually only gone 2 or 3 hours. We just went away for 9 days and during that time a friend was checking on the cats daily. She updated me a few times to let me know they were all alive and well. When we got home Friday, the youngest was missing. I texted my friend and she let me know he had run out on her that morning. Since he's usually not gone long, we waited. He still wasn't back by yesterday afternoon, Saturday, so I checked the animal shelter webpage. Lo and behold, there was a cat who looked just like ours. Only he'd been there at the shelter since Monday. My friend insisted ours was home all week, but my kids and I thought we should go see that cat just in case. When we saw the cat we all thought it was ours. It is a black cat and they all look slightly alike, but ours has a few unique features, an obvious gap of fur missing on the lower part of his tail, and a slight overbite that causes him to drool. This cat had both of those and we all agreed that of course it was ours. So home he came. My cat loves the car, this cat loves the car, sits on our laps, purrs, cuddles. When we got home my other two cats sniffed him and growled for a second and then seemed fine. The young cat ate, used the litter, then went to the cat tree and scratched. We were all happy he was home. But then this morning we heard meowing at the front door. The young cat was home. And now we have 4 cats. Twins. We've been calling him Duplicat but open to name suggestions. Peas. Yes, I was furious at my friend yesterday, thinking she had lied to us, but thankfully I was waiting to calm down before I said anything. So no harm done. Too long didn't read. We adopted our missing cat's doppelganger thinking it was him, and then our actual cat came home. Viewer date, did the call of shame to the shelter this morning. They had a good laugh. The cat was there long enough that he was up for adoption, so as far as they're concerned, he's ours. I let them know that if his owners do reach out this week we would give him back to them. Keep it as Duplicat, that's genius Lamau. Glad to hear the actual escapist came home in the end. It can make kids pretty upset when their little friend disappears. My daughter would freak whenever ours went for a fun night out. I think Duplicate fits too because he totally fit right in. The picture with the two of them was taken after they'd known each other about 1 hour. He's acting like he always lived here. This is hilarious and adorable. Reads like the plot to a Disney/Pixar movie. I'm glad you didn't return the Duplicat. That would have been sad. I'm going to call the shelter tomorrow and admit my mistake, so if he has an owner who comes forward we can return him. Duplicate is a perfect name. It's funny and smart. Good thing the original one came back too. Sending tons of love to the 4 of your cats and hope you and your family are safe in this weird times of pandemic. I love Duplicat. When you get them fixed consider getting ear tattoos or a microchip, especially when your cat likes to sneak out. Of course. My old cats are both tattooed and microchipped. New cat is also now microchipped and young cat will be when he's neutered tomorrow. This is an adorably wholesome today I fucked up. Thank you for sharing. Today I fucked up by using autocomplete on my address for a new job. So I started a new job in July and everything was fine until a week after my first paycheck didn't come in. I was like, this is weird, I better talk to my boss, so I did, and they told me to wait another week. If it still doesn't come in, bring it up again. Another week goes by and I still don't have my check. I talk to my boss and they email HR for me. The next week rolls by and my boss hasn't heard anything back from HR but kinda forgot about it until I bring it up again, because my second check that was supposed to be direct deposit hadn't been deposited in my account. My boss asked if they could look at my work account information. I said yes, and they were looking through my contact info and found that there was no street name, just an address number for my home. I checked and sure enough it said 12,345, Fake City instead of 12,345 Fake Street Boulevard, Fake City. Turns out when I put my address in I just let the autofill address do its thing, but it put my street name in the box for apartment numbers and I deleted it but forgot to add it back for the street address. Now they have to send my checks again through the mail because for some reason they need me to deposit a check from them before doing a direct deposit. TLDR, forgot to put street address and now I am almost 2 months into a job without getting paid, probably not getting my backed up pay until after the 28th. Forgot to mention I'm a college student going for my welding certs and no transportation. I was going to use my first 2 paychecks to get an electric skateboard since I don't have a license or a car to go to and from school/work. Autocomplete is not your friend. It will screw you up every time. I nearly ordered Chinese food to a hotel I'd ordered pizza to once because of autocomplete. As for your transport problems, try a pawn shop. They often have bikes and whatnot at seriously reduced price. My best, sturdiest, and boat today I fucked up. A purple bicycle was $40 at a pawn shop. Thank you for the advice. I have a bike and a skateboard but my college is almost 10